I assume within the sexual assault community, there are sometimes tensions within the coalition members and territorial things. But yes, absolutely, I believe I have, and I will continue to rise above. But there is a certain point. For instance, I would not carve out some institutions, and the legislation that was recently proposed by the governor carves out
Right.
an enormous hunk of where the most egregious actions have occurred institutionally. So it depends on that, and as I say, the weaker the legislation became, the less votes. Your question was, so when you go in and you lobby, don't berate the elected officials. Tell your stories.
Yeah.
Tell your stories. And you can throw in some eye-opening facts because they'll say, well, we don't want to bankrupt the Catholic Church. And you say, well, they don't go bankrupt because of the payouts. They go bankrupt to avoid, to delay, and to avoid revealing documents. They also do gag settlements, and they should not be permitted to use contributions or certainly government funding. If it's not a religious group that gets government funding, they should certainly not be allowed to use public funds to pay off in order to have a gag. Because again, the reason I believe that money gets thrown into the stories is because those who are victimized become so frustrated that money is, we do live in a Catholic society for now. We haven't won the revolution, but for now, so money makes a difference. But I really think that confirmation of what has happened is the most important thing to me. And it helps other people, because if what has happened to you is confirmed in documents, then what has happened to other people will also be revealed in those documents.
And I think we've learned that there's different forms of justice, and for survivors, civil action has many compensations where criminal action may not have as many. So it's another avenue, it's another door. All right, I'm going to move on. Thank you. So, move on to the panel. But let me just give you an open door here, because the Alliance is sponsoring this evening, and it's like it would be great to know how we can really help you as advocates, and as service providers. So, so this could really be a good evening.
My experience is that telling stories, telling the truth is the most important thing. And actually, most elected officials, most people have had, if not themselves, a family member who has been impacted. My experience is also that it is a very gender equal numbers, and men tend to be incredibly angry and demanding immediate action and are very, very, very angry. It was interesting when women from the Orthodox Jewish community joined in with some of the men. When they came to the meetings, they said nothing. They wept. And I think that somewhere in the middle is probably the best way by telling your story. And I would also, as someone who's now just finishing up 10 years of psychodrama, the group is ending, but which is very good for childhood trauma, I would recommend it. That said, I would practice. I would have someone play. I would actually be happy to play a politician and tell you, oh, that's terrible. I'm so, oh yes. Or, with a stamp, oh, I'm sure if she knew or he knew, they would be very sympathetic. But no. So you know, we're good at that. Yes, I'm on your side, but I'm not lifting a finger.